just shows that you haven't even studied Europe and not understood that there was plenty of Germanic civilizations there. There was plenty of Celtic civilizations there. The Iberians had their own,
That was
structures and shit that you can even find there. And matter of
that
fact,
later, sir. That was later. Hold on, let me get my brother McCall in here. That was later. You're mixing up timelines. Let me get my good brother McCall. McCall, hop in, sir.
okay, you guys are basically going to cite some bullshit that's not even
Oh,
true.
what? You don't know what he's going to say, Lord. Brother
Okay,
McCall.
fine. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Hey, brother McCall.
Great Minister of Code.
How you
How are
doing?
you, sir?
I'm good.
Okay. Mr. Gabe, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Sweet.
Okay, who are the, well, let's just say Turkey. You mentioned Turkey. What
Yeah,
was
there was stuff
Turkey?
going on.
Sure. What was Turkey? Um, let's say in 3000, maybe 4000 BCE. What was Turkey called?
Well, Turkey as a landmass did not exist as a country yet, but you had
Okay.
various groups. I guess they would have called it
Mm-hmm.
Anatolia, but
Mm-hmm.
you had the Trojan culture and all that kind of thing going
Okay.
on there.
Okay, sure. Well, you know that Anatolia and the Scythians did not exist in 3000 BCE. You're
I
aware
never
of that?
said anything about Scythians, but you had Hattusa.
Okay, that's Hattusa, the Hittites. You know they did not exist in 3000 BCE. Do you know that?
So you disregard Islam and you disregard the Bible and you disregard Judaism
The
because they say the
Bible,
Hittites existed.
the Bible and the Quran did not exist at that time, sir, either.
Okay, so you're like disregarding like religion and anthropomorphic study, yes?
I'm disregarding what you would consider to be the institution of religion. But you know, in that area, you call Turkey a group of, let's just say, an authoritarian regime did exist called Kish. You're aware of that, right?
Yes, but Kish in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What?
Okay, I just want to hear what your thought is on Kish first, but then I'll explain my topic. Go
No,
ahead.
no. Explain. Kish. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Kish
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kish was from Iraq. It's not even from Turkey,
Okay.
if I'm
Kish.
if I'm
No. Kish was censored in Iraq, in Iran, and
yeah.
actually, the correct terminology is Kush. Further north, you have,
From the Kushites in the Bible, yeah.
there you go, with the K, not the C, right? And then if you go further north, you know, you have a group of people called Kashan or Kashan. Are you familiar with them?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, we don't know everything, and you know, and growth is the only evidence of life. And I appreciate you being honest. Yeah. So the kingdoms or the empire of Anu founded what we would call the Kushite Empire, which founded what you would call the Kemite Empire. These were Nile Valley civilizations, essentially beginning in what we would call the Ethiopian highlands, right? Now we're going back at least 15,000 BCE. The area you would call, let's say, Europe or the Caucasus, right, were primarily at a certain point of time were considered the Yamnaya people. You're familiar with them, right?
Uh, yeah, but here's the thing. I
Mm-hmm.
want to touch on you basically
Mm-hmm.
talking about Anu and
Mm-hmm.
the basically the ancient Akkadian, Assyrian, Babylonian, Sumerian like pantheon gods and whatnot. They worshipped Anu. Um,
But you do know that Syria did not exist meaning the
Okay, but
neo,
I'm using the modernized language
right.
to describe certain
Okay,
areas of the earth.
okay. But the Neo-Assyrians did not exist too. Let's give them 1200 BCE. Yeah, about 1200, maybe 1300 BCE. Right?
Africans had absolutely no interaction that would involve a new founding like the Kushites. That just makes no
You
sense.
do you do know that the Anu people and their ideology were based on a group of people called the Assyrians from the Ethiopian highlands. You're aware of that, right?
Now, this right here is
Hmm?
just pseudo, intellectualism, like just black supremacy ideology, where you guys are basically trying
Oh,
to
okay,
wheel us around
okay,
the entire area.
okay,
You're trying to basically
okay.
say
Well, let me
that,
ask you a question.
Nubia, you're trying to say that
Mm,
Nubia, you know,
mm,
and the inhabitants
mm-hmm,
of this region were part of,
mm-hmm.
the upbringing of Egypt and the Nile Valley, and thus spreading
Okay,
into Arabia, and that just is not true.
okay. But do you know that there was?
Okay, because there was a real weird echo. I just muted everything for a quick second, so hopefully we can stop that echo. Gabe, go ahead and finish your thing. There was a real bad echo for some reason. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, I was just basically saying that trying to say that Nubia was like the foundation for all of these, it just makes literally no sense.
Why doesn't it make sense? It makes all.
Oh, great. Hold on, I have people rating my replies. Great.
Gabe, you do know that the word Nubia did not exist until the Arabian conquest.
Holy shit, we're
About
just gonna argue
maybe about
semantics over,
about
terms
about
I'm using to
700
describe modernization?
about
Okay.
700 CE. Are you aware of that?
Sure, but do you realize how that matters literally zero to the conversation?
Okay, you do know that in terms of stone tool technology, the Alduin stone tool technology, it did exist 3 million years ago in the Ethiopian highlands, and nothing
Okay.
existed in the landmass you call Europe. Are you aware of that?
I wouldn't say nothing existed, but I do know that they use stone tools over there, yes.
Okay, you do know that a group of people, meaning a group of people we would today call albinoids, did not exist till about 10,000. Let's be nice, 12,000 BCE. Are you aware of that?
I think that that is incorrect because in the Paleolithic period, literally way long time ago, like 300,000 years ago, you had Oldowan tools found in Europe. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And who brought them there?
Nobody brought them there because the out of Africa theory is bullshit.
Okay. Brother Tyreek, thank you for the opportunity to speak. And thank you, Mr. Gabe, for the interaction. I'll land and
Thank you so much.
and
Not a problem.
thank
Have
you
a
all.
good night, sir.
There you go. Now we got one more. We got Kush Kingdom. I haven't spoken with this gentleman before, I think. But Kush Kingdom, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Tariq?
I'm good, brother. Go ahead and show light. Go ahead.
I wanted to speak to Gabe.
What's up?
When you spoke about the Upper Paleolithic Stone Age, you do
Yeah,
realize that the first Eurasian Homo sapien starting point was in Africa, right?
that's not even true. Out of Africa is completely debunked.
How is it debunked when we have the DNA and the migrations as far as like the tools? When you talked about the Aldewan tools, you do realize what the Aldewan era was, right?
Listen, let me use some simple genetics, right? You have MT DNA from your mom and you have Y DNA from your dad going all the way back to your original founders. 90% of Europeans can trace that to 5 women and 4 men. So,
You wouldn't be
if
Eurasian,
let me explain something real quick.
all right? Your ancestors
Africans
are tall.
have a certain level of DNA from a super archaic hominid. You guys have an extinct super archaic hominid species DNA that you match that is not found anywhere in Asia or in Europe or Arabia. So you guys right there don't share DNA with us in that capacity. And simply, if you did, have all of us come out of Africa, we would share that DNA to some degree. But that's just not the case.
So are you done? Because you over talking me. So when you talk about super archaics, you do know Neanderthals were super archaics, right? You do
Uh,
realize,
yes, I do. And they
that
don't come from Africa.
you do realize that Neanderthals dwelled in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you talk about super archaics, these humans that were called Neanderthals were super archaics. Who did they interbreed with?
Well, you had other groups of that time, like, Homo erectus and whatnot, that
No, no,
have been completely wiped off since.
because the Negro man has lived side by many different races of human. That includes Homo heidelbergensis, Homo erectus, Homo florensis, Homo neanderthal. And we were interbreeding with all of those different archaic humans. That's why all of you guys exist today with fine hair. And you have different types of archaic populations that dwelled out through Spain all the way to Siberia. And over a 10,000 year period, we saw African tools slowly replace all of these archaic tools. So for you to sit over here and say that the black man never had anything to do with the first societies, you wouldn't be who you are without our DNA. So we had that influence on your first societies because you guys were still living in caves. You
That's
wouldn't
just
almost,
not even true, but go ahead.
this is facts. How would you be able to say that when mitochondrial DNA explains that paternal and maternal lineage starts with the X and Y chromosome that comes from the black man and the black woman
It
that
it
replace
it does
all
not
our
explain that, though. I just told you
hearing?
how there's DNA that you guys have that we
No,
don't.
just
I
look
also, by
up,
the way, there's
look
ancient
up.
DNA from over 400,000 years ago that comes
All you
from
have to
Europe and
look,
East Asia that has effectively completely killed off the
look,
out of
look,
Africa
look,
hypothesis. There's
Institute
just simply no way for it to be salvaged.
which is in Germany. It is called the Max Planck Institute of Human Geoanthropology, and it talks about Nubian Lavios technology. Do you know what that is? Do you
No,
know?
but
Okay, hold
go
on. Let me
ahead.
talk. Let me talk.
Yeah.
Nubian Lavios technology is basically when upper Paleolithic Homo sapiens that were migrating from the upper Nile region of Wadi Halfa, that's Sudan. These people were migrating through Mount Sinai and settling in the Gulf of Kuwait. Once afterwards, they migrated up towards Turkey and started encountering Neanderthal technology. Not only were they taking it, monetizing it, modifying it, but they were mixing it with their own and then giving it back to the Neanderthals and showing them how to use it. And it's been proven because they found the Neanderthal girl dead around Nubian Levant technology. So it's been proven that Nubians were actually helping Neanderthals survive. So how are you going to sit over here and tell me that that's not true when you can go to the Max Planck Institute of Human Geoanthropology, which is based in Germany, and that's the Ashkenazim Jews? I'm done.
Okay. So
I'm done.
how do you basically rectify the fact that you have archaic hominid DNA that we don't have over here in Europe, and as Europeans? So if the out of Africa theory is true, why do you have DNA we don't have? We're different. That's just a fact. We come from. Have you heard of them? Cro-Magnon.
I've heard of Cro-Magnon.
Yeah.
So, but the original people of Europe were the Grimaldi people, and these were black people. And even in Italy, that area, you had black people called the Etruscans. These are black people. You go to
Oh,
the Brit.
Jesus. You're white people now all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, you go to the British Museum. Either the British Museum is lying or I'm lying. So which one
The
is it?
British Museum is absolutely lying. They are Jew-loving fags who just want to basically eradicate all of the European values and culture. Basically try and say like, oh, Europeans, they they were just out of Africa like everybody else. Science is just bullshit, dude. It's
Okay,
like,
well, science
yeah.
is a lot. So how do all these black people get around the planet? When you go to all of these places, the Aboriginal
You
people.
aren't all around the planet. God locked you behind two impassable oceans and an impassable desert. You guys did not come out of Africa for a long time.
Really? How did
Yes.
people get to Fiji? Where'd they come from?
Dude, who got to Fiji? That was Asian brains. That was not you.
Well, how come?
Fijians have predominantly Asian DNA.
Well, why do they have these big ass afros and that black skin?
Motherfucker, you think that only blacks can have afros? There's literally Celts that have afros.
Where? I'm who the
Have
Bob.
you never seen a curly red-haired Celt?
Yeah, they got some black in them. No, they ain't got
No,
no
they
afro.
don't. No, they do not, because it's not Jerry curl like y'all.
Don't have the Irish don't have no afros. What are you talking about?
Not the same kind of afro. It looks more like a perm, but my point is that
Oh,
it's still a natural curl in their hair. It makes no sense why you would say that oh, they have a curly hair and they look like an afro. Well, they're black then. That's
yeah,
just
they're
not
black.
how it is.
Well, that's what they said. They said they had
Islanders are predominantly Asian.
no Fijians told me. I was just in Fiji not too long ago. They told me they're out of Africa story, and they told me a bunch of words that they still use that come out of East Africa. This is what they told me. And they look like an African tribe, sir. You go to Samoa, they look like an African tribe. Hell,
No,
you go to
they,
Asia, you go to Asia, you go to Asia, they have black and Negrito tribes within Asia, sir. You're saying that they're really just dark Asians with afros?
yes, I'm telling you that Indo-Fijian populations, as well as other ethnic groups like the Chinese and the Rudaman people, are significant within their genetic makeup. I'm also telling you that while they share dark skin with African people, their genetics, their cultural, their linguistics, and historical origins are completely different. They might be described as black in terms of skin color, but that doesn't
Right.
even imply that they're African descent.
Well, where'd they come from?
Dude, I'm telling you, Melanesian people have predominantly the same genome as Asians. So,
Right.
however, that hominid got there through seafaring, which, by the way, seafaring is something Asians have actual historical evidence of doing, just like Europeans and just like some Arabs on the coast,
Just like
unlike blacks.
African people who go to Abu Bukhari, they sailed out of West Africa. Egyptians, they had ships. They sailed out of there too, sir.
Well, you're basically trying to bootleg the whites who took over Egypt and North Africa as like, oh, Africa did that shit, blah.
Oh, but y'all didn't get up out of Europe until black folks showed you how to get out of Spain. Y'all had Moorish ships, sir, so y'all weren't doing anything on the ocean.
That is not even true. Literally, Spain coming. Why is it that you guys got conquered so hard by Spain and Portugal then, if that's the case? You guys got colonized by France, by Italy, by Britain. You guys got fucking cucked. If you guys were so advanced, how did your civilization degrade to the point it is? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because people welcome you with open arms. They didn't know that y'all were going to come over and just flip on everybody. Y'all didn't come over with guns blazing. You came over saying, "Hey, man, we're some poor downtrodden scallywags from Europe. Can we kick it?" And we're like, "Yeah, come on and kick it." And while we were asleep, you said, "Ah, gotcha, bitch. We didn't expect that. That's
So what?
why."
So if that's the case, you're admitting to getting bested by somebody who you deem inferior. Is that what you're saying?
We got bested by a weak people who had to use a savage level of deception. We did not know the level of savagery from white supremacists. We had no idea, and we still don't understand it now, sir. It
So
confused
so
because
in essence, you got cucked by white men, and you guys.
black societies, manhood is based on honor, and we've always had
Yeah,
an
that's why
honor
you rape each.
as men. It's based on honor. You say what you do, you say what you mean. You do business with people, you shake hands, you make agreements, and you honor your agreements. We didn't expect people to make an agreement and then turn around and renege and then start raping every. We didn't. That's something new. Yeah, the white supremacists are something else.
Okay,
Y'all,
so the Moors selling their people to the Jews, who then sold them to whites over in America. That right there, that's a African trade thing. Would you say that that is how Africans conduct business? They sell each other?
sir, the you need to thank the Moors, and Moor is not just one group.
I thought you
Moor.
said they were black. I thought you said they were black.
They are black. I'm saying they're just not one group of blacks. That was just a term for all black people. That's what I'm telling you. Moor
No,
was a
North African Moors
all black.
are a distinct ethnic group of people
No,
genetically.
no, 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 no. They called all black people Moors. More was just the word for black people. So more wasn't just a specific group of black people. It was a term that they used for all black people. So if you were a black person who just wandered up in Europe, they would have been like, hey, look, there's a Moor. So they just used the Moor term for all black people. And the Moors saved you in Europe, sir. You talk about black people building a civilization. Hell, Southern Europe was built by black people.
No, it was not.
The hell,
But even if it was, okay, even if it was, regardless of that topic, so you're saying that Moors is all black people. So black
reg-
people
not,
enslaving and selling.
not regardless. It was their civilization, sir. They built up Spain and parts of Italy, sir. They were the ones who built that stuff up. You guys weren't building anything. Y'all didn't have anything going, sir. It was the Moors who did that. Those beautiful castles, all of the cathedrals there, those used to be mosques all over the place. Many of the cathedrals used to be mosques, especially in Spain, sir. So yeah, you want to talk about a black society? That was a black society.
There's
Parts,
literally no evidence of that until Al-Andalus, and then it got reconquisted. But if you want to talk about, crossing that area, you guys can't even do it today with modern technology. Motherfuckers literally get killed by orca whales because you're riding on like mattresses and shit.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's real dusty now over in Africa. Africa's a mess. Yeah, there's so many conquerings going on, and Africa's an old place, so there's a lot of conquering going on. There's a very tired continent, so a lot of stuff going on over there. But the thing is, us foundational Black Americans, see, we're that wild card. That's why you white supremacists are so you got a bug in the ass about us because we could do a whole bunch of stuff. Y'all have to really get in front of us and stifle our progress. You want to talk about Black progress and talk about Black building? We built a whole bunch of stuff. Your community has to sabotage us all the time, sir, and this is a fact. If we weren't building anything and we were just farm animals, why do you guys have to sabotage everything we do? What's that about? We're just farm animals, right?
You guys sabotage yourself lots of times, and
No,
I don't know why.
slow down. No, we don't. We don't sabotage ourselves. We have you, white supremacists, sabotaging us. Every time we build something, you guys got to be right there to kick it down and use your military to squander it. What's that about? We're
Well,
just
I would
fools, right?
love to know what your point is on like how you feel about black culture today. If you think that whites are just squandering everything.
Black culture is phenomenal because Black culture has a whole spectrum of entities. We got the sexy reds and the Glorillas and the Little Dirks, and we got the Malcolms, the Martins, the Rosa Parks, the Dr. Kings, the Ida B. Wells. We got the Wani Spots. We got the Dr. Kabbas, the James Smalls, the Tariq Nasheeds, and so many phenomenal people. So we have a whole spectrum of fly things within foundational Black American society and culture.
W-
Who are your heroes within your community? Who
Well,
and
I surely would say that there is
supremacist,
no way that Dr.
hold on, in white supremacist society, who are your heroes? Do you have any heroes who aren't degenerate, sir? Go ahead, give me your
like
hero. Give me your I just told you some of our heroes who are not degenerate. Give me your heroes who are not degenerate.
okay,
We talk.
but you're not letting me finish my point,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
which was that I don't think Dr. King would ever support the modern black culture ethos, which is, gang violence and promoting degenerate culture and rap and these kind of things that are
That's
very modernized in black culture. And I'm sure you're going to,
hold down. That's a sector of the culture. Again, we have a spectrum. We have a balance. Okay. We have a balance of our culture. So yeah, we might have some people who rap about certain things, but we have a Maya Angelou or somebody to balance that out. See, that's the great thing about us. We have balance in our culture, sir. We can balance all of that stuff out. What's your balance in your culture? Where are your non-degenerate heroes in your culture to balance your degenerates out?
yeah, well, largely white culture is not degenerate, first of all, so we don't need
Name,
anybody to balance out anything. You have a small minority of people who are degenerate and they get dealt with by the majority of the white population by being ousted and,
name your heroes within your culture who are not degenerate. Go ahead, sir. Name your heroes who are not praised and worshiped for doing something
Thank you for
degenerate.
finally unmuting me.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so you named people from the past, you know, that you look up to.
I named some now. Dr. Claude Anderson, he's a beloved hero in Black society right now. Cornel West, he's a hero in Black society right now. Dr. Kaba, who's in my films, the Hidden Colors series. Dr. James Small. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she just passed a few years ago. Beloved hero in our society. Shahrazad Ali, beloved hero in our society. Brother Riza Islam, very young brother. He is a hero in Black society. Me, Tariq Nasheed. Many people view me as a hero in Black society. My question is, name your heroes in your society, past or present, who's not a degenerate. Go. You're not muted, sir.
Thank you. So, very clearly, Adolf Hitler's not a degenerate, and he's the number one that everybody looks up to. Secondly, you have plenty of church leaders that are great, that are white Christians that people look up to, a
Like,
plethora of them. You have a plethora of people that, okay, first of all, you
boy, you stumbling, man. Did you say Hitler, though? I'm going to just chop that up to trolling. I'm not going to even play with that. But who are these other church people you're talking? And name them, sir. Name some of these evangelists within your society.
okay,
Who are you?
why are you chalking that up to trolling? Hitler was a fucking great human being.
Okay. Yeah, that you're kind of proving my point. But yeah, who else? Give me some for
Oh,
real.
okay, what's your point? Because I'm not gonna like let that slide. Because everybody thinks that Hitler.
You just proved my point, sir. I just asked you who your heroes are, and you said one of the filthiest degenerates. That's your hero? I mean, damn, sir, you just gonna hand over the win to me like that? You just gonna prove my point like that? Sir, do I need to say anything else? Seriously, do I need to say anything else? That's your hero? And you're about to sit here and tell me how great that dude is? Really?
Yeah, yeah, literally. There's plenty great
Oh,
to say about George
thank,
Lincoln Rockwell,
thank,
about Hitler, about plenty of the other European leaders from the past. Like,
thank you, sir. All right. Hell, I have nothing else to say. He just proved my point. Mhm. All right, I had to let him go. All right. Yeah. That's your hero and George Lincoln Rockwell, a bunch of damn degenerates? That proves my point. There's nothing else left to say. Lord. I'll just take that win right there. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, family, this is a learning moment. These white supremacists can't say anything about our culture because you talk about rap and all. No, okay. Yeah, we have a spectrum within our culture. Yeah, we got some people who rap about the underbellies of society. I won't even call them degenerate because that's just performative for the most part. But we have things to balance that out. We have many heroes in our society who are phenomenal, who are not degenerate. We have the John Henry Clarks, the Dr. Amos Wilsons of the world. So many phenomenal people that we have in our society who are not degenerates. They can't name anybody. You understand? They worship degeneracy. That's the thing. Their culture, from top to bottom, white supremacist culture, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing but degeneracy. You can never point your finger at us and wag it, talking about anything degeneracy. Your culture, you revel in it. You elevate degeneracy. Your whole culture is degenerate. You think? That's how you shut that down. Let's start putting heroes up on the board. Let's get Will Purvis in here. Mr. Will Purvis, how are you, sir? Then I'm gonna get my brother Ann in here. Will,
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Will, how are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
I'm good. Will, what's on your mind?
Okay, well, first of all, I noticed that you were muting the previous guy a lot. I don't know why you did that because it's kind of unfair.
Yeah,
You're not letting him
no,
speak.
no, no, no. Because I asked a question, and I don't want you to ramble because we're going to stay on topic. He kind of had a tendency to ramble into something.
Well, but that's your judgment on whether he was rambling or not. So it was kind of unfair.
No. It was very fair because we're having a dialogue. So, and if you say something that's incorrect,
Well, he wasn't able to mute you, so it wasn't fair.
right. But yeah, I'm white and I say so don't work over here. So it was very fair because we're going to speak honestly here, Will. So I guess that you agree with a lot of what he said, right? Do you
No,
believe that
no, no,
Hitler?
no, no, no. I don't agree with a lot of what it said. I just think he didn't get a fair shot. But anyways, I
Well,
just
yeah, but you don't believe Hitler's a hero, do you?
no. I
Uh,
don't agree with him.
if that's you got that as a talking point, yeah, you pretty much negated any seriousness within the conversation. I'm not really hear anything else you got to say. If that's what you're saying now, that's okay. But what's on your mind, Will? What's happening?
Okay, well, you're saying that I don't know. Are you calling white people degenerate, or are you calling white degenerate?
Premise, white supremacist culture, white supremacist.
What does white supremacist culture mean? What does that even mean?
It means degeneracy. That means dominating, controlling, and mistreating people based on race. And we live in a white supremacist culture. We're dominated by white supremacy right now.
Wait, so okay, why do you think that? Do you live in
I
America?
don't, I don't think it. I know it. This is what they said. That's their word. White supremacy is their word. That's what they told us. They proved it to us, sir.
Okay, why do you believe
Why?
that?
Because they proved it to us, sir. Why did they do it? Why did they have
Who's
a
they?
system? The founding fathers and the people who maintained the narrative of the founding fathers, the founding white fathers, the founding white supremacist fathers, the other white supremacists who maintain that theology. It's maintained to this very day, sir. Either that's true or it's not true.
Okay, well, I just have a question. Is your take that black
Sir,
culture
wait. I just asked you a question. Is it true or not true
is what true or not true? That
that they established a society of white supremacy?
no, I don't think. I mean, do you think our founding fathers pushed white supremacy?
Yeah, in those words, they said the words white supremacy.
Um,
Supreme Court, sir, Will, I'm talking about history here. This is not my opinion. I don't have to think anything. You have Supreme Court rulings talking about white supremacy, sir. The Taney ruling with the Dred Scott decision. They had laws talking about white supremacy. They had um, housing rules based on white supremacy. That's very well documented, sir.
okay, let me just be honest with you. I'm not too educated on that. I genuinely don't know. Like you might be right.
Okay, I might be. Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna say you're right, but because I don't know is what I'm telling you. But the thing that I'm confused about is, are you arguing that black culture is not degenerate? Because that's just the most ridiculous take I've ever heard.
So you're saying black culture is degenerate
Yeah, it's the most degenerate culture
as
by
opposed
far.
to what? As opposed to your culture of white
No, no,
supremacy?
not what I'm not. That's not my culture.
It is, sir.
No, it's not.
Yes, sir. Your white supremacy is very degenerate. That's your culture.
That's not my culture.
How culture?
What I'm saying is that black culture is more degenerate than every other culture. Think of the
How,
Asians, think of the
how
Mexicans, think of the Indians, think of the white people.
ooh, ooh. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. So you're saying, and I'm a foundational Black American. When I talk about Black culture, I'm talking about foundational Black American culture here in the United States. Are you saying, sir, that our culture is more degenerate than Mexican culture, Asian culture, and white supremacist culture?
No, no, no. Every culture, every single race.
Really?
Yes.
How how so?
Okay. Well, first of all, um, a lot of the black culture is finding ways to cheat, finding ways to steal, finding ways to get around.
Sir, that's your culture. White supremacist culture is based on stealing and finding ways to take from everybody. You're projecting, sir. Your culture is literally based on that. All of it. Robbing and pillaging, sir. That is literally your culture.
Okay.
You
Well,
still,
now this is unfair because you're muting me and not letting me finish my points.
we're going to stop. We're going to slow walk every. lie and projection you make. You just project the culture. Your culture, you revel in stealing and pillaging, sir,
No,
on a
it's definitely black culture that's the most degenerate. You guys literally have kids, and the father is never able to take care of your kids because
That's white supremacist culture, sir. You guys went around the world knocking up people and abandoning them and then enslaving your offspring, sir. Nothing is more degenerate than that, sir. You're doing a lot of projecting, but go ahead. Let me hear some more of these projections. Go ahead. You're doing good, sir. You're proving my point. Go ahead. The white supremacist male is the original baby daddy. They went around raping everybody and dropping off kids all over the place and not taking care of them, sir. But go ahead.
okay, so you're talking about the past, and I'm talking about the present.
Talking
So
now.
the past doesn't.
Y'all do it now, sir. There's a white man called the Sperminator out there in New York who's known for knocking up immigrant women in bathrooms. Y'all Google that. Y'all do that degenerate ass stuff now. You go to any Aboriginal country somewhere, there's some white supremacist male sitting up there with a bunch of damn kids in a village. Y'all do that now, sir. Stop it. But go ahead.
All right. Well, why do you hate white people so much if we created
I
everything that you use?
don't hate white people. I just don't like white supremacists, sir. And you create everything we use. Oh, give me some examples. Oh, I got
We've
to hear
built the
this.
whole society that you live in. White people have
Okay,
built
give me.
everything.
Okay,
Black people
well,
haven't built anything.
okay. Well, what part of Europe is your family from, Will? With so proud of your European heritage.
Germany and Italy.
Y'all always tell the German lie. You're not German. Every white supremacist try to claim Germany.
No,
You
I'm
are
being
not.
genuinely serious.
You're being a genuine liar. Every one of you white claim German. Now, I might believe it. What part of Italy is your family?
Naples.
When did they get here?
No idea.
They're not from Naples. You just made up a
No,
place.
I'm
Your
being
parents
serious.
Naples. They're probably
That's where
from
my
Ireland.
grandma's from.
What's her last?
Manatsa.
Okay, to my ass. Why'd you have to think about it?
Okay,
You just made.
you're just
You're
rambling.
making up stuff, sir. You're just
How are
making
you
up
going to
as
accuse me of making up my own family?
you're probably from some dirty little village in Ireland somewhere. You white supremacists always say you're from Germany. That's that thing y'all try to be Aryans. You're not from no damn Germany. I wish every single one of y'all call up with that damn lie.
Do you see my profile picture? Do you see what I look like? I look like the average German man.
Sir,
I'm not
that's
making
what,
up a lie. You just mute me because you know I'm
sir,
right because you're a fucking idiot.
sir, calm down. Don't you, sir? Calm down. Your little mail, your mayonnaise is going to start smelling funny. Calm down. You're going to get mayo mad. Don't get mayo mad. And also, yeah, your picture it looks like some damn AI or something. You look, whatever.
Yeah, because I look good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, you look like one of those little moist Roman guys. But that's neither here nor there.
Why do you hate white people so much, man? It's just embarrassing on your part.
Don't, sir. I don't hate I don't hate white people. It's just the white supremacist suspects like yourself. You just have to be told about yourself, sir. But tell us more about all these inventions that the Italians made. Yeah, that's where your family. I guess that's where your family's from. What are the inventions that your Italian family made, sir?
I said white people in general. And the
No, no, no,
point
no,
is that
no, no,
black people did
no,
not
no,
create.
no. Because see, white is an ideology, sir. No, because the
Is
Italians
black an
weren't.
ideology?
No. Because white you Italians weren't even considered white until 1924. So, what the hell you doing before then? Before you became white? Huh? Y'all weren't considered white.
Okay, so what have black people created in our current
What
society?
we're talking about your ass.
Nothing.
No. You weren't even considered white until relatively recently, sir. In fact, the white supremacists called you guys guineas. Why did they call you guineas? Do you know why?
Nobody called me anything because I was born 18 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking about your family. Why did they call your family guineas?
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I know they did. They called them guineas.
Well, I've spoken to all of my family members and they never said that they've been called that. So
They're probably
it's
ashamed, sir.
interesting.
Why do you think they called them guineas? That's what they called Italians when they came here, sir. Why do you think they called them that?
Well, like I said, I'm half Italian and I'm half German and a
Well,
mix of other things, probably Irish as well. But the point is that white
that's what I said. I said you were Irish. Now you're trying to claim Irish now. That's what I said. And now you're acting confused about what you are. Yeah, you look like
no,
a
I'm a
little
mix of
old
a lot of different things.
little genetic mutt from the slums of Europe somewhere, sir. All right. You're trying to pop your collar. You're too ashamed to even be honest about what slum in Europe you came from, sir. Yeah, you're not going to point your finger at us. You're a degenerate, sir.
How are you going to make a claim that I'm a white supremacist and I'm a degenerate with no...
You are a degenerate, sir. You didn't build nothing. You didn't create
Can you
nothing.
stop muting me? It's pretty unfair. I'm not able to finish my points every time. It's completely unfair.
Mayo man, hold on. Let me get my brother Ant in here. I got some other people. Brother Ant, hop on. My brother Ant got his hand raised. Ant, hop on, sir.
Yeah, I just want to.
Go ahead, Ant. Oh, Ant, where you at, brother?
It's a double meal. You good? So I just want to debunk a couple points. That whole point about black fathers don't take care of their kids, that's not true. What you're talking about is black people who are unmarried. There's plenty of black fathers in people in other children's lives. What they don't take into account is people who live together. So if I have a child with a black woman and we're not married, technically that is technically by on paper that is a single parent household. My mother and my father was never married. And my dad could live down the street and still be in my life. So that point is debunked. Now you also said something about black culture. So you were speaking about how black culture is degenerate. Let me ask you a question, Will. What do you think is what community in the world has the highest crime rate? I'm curious if you know.
Black people.
Get our cases dismissed. So when you say we commit most of the crime, that is not true. We get arrested. I've been arrested 3 times in my life. So technically, I would be on that statistic also. But guess what? I have a zero crime record. I don't have anything on my record. So getting arrested for a crime or the thought or the possibility of a crime does not equate to a crime. Actually, your community commits more crime than us. And that includes per capita as well. Now, to debunk your other point about the highest people who commit the most crime, that's not true. Venezuela, Papua New Guinea, Afghanistan, Haiti, South Africa, Honduras, Trinidad, Syria, Guyana, and Peru all have a higher crime rate than all of us. Also, and that's also compared to per capita. There are about 45 million Black Americans in America, and in those countries, there's about maybe 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, and they commit more crime per capita, which all y'all like to bring up. And I don't want to take over the space, Tariq. Now, the last point that you brought up something about us not having any culture. James Baldwin, Maya Angelou, Toni
I never
Morrison,
said that.
W.E. Du Bois.
I
Let
said you
me
have the most
stop
degenerate
talking.
culture.
Stop talking. We don't
No,
have the
no,
most
shut
degenerate
up, shut
culture.
up. I said you have the
You
most
shut the fuck. You
degenerate
shut the
culture.
fuck up. You shut the fuck up. You wouldn't say that if he was in my face.
Yeah, I
Hold on.
probably would.
Okay, Will. Now you say we got the most degenerate culture with
Yeah, that's your
crime.
whole culture is being degenerate, having kids and not taking
Huh?
care of them.
With
Guns, drugs, like all kinds of degenerate shit is your whole culture.
now, Will,
There's
that's
no way you can
interesting.
run away and hide from that fact. Everyone knows that. Everyone
Okay,
knows that.
okay, Will, but what's interesting? You're Italian,
I'm
and your
I'm a mix
culture.
of many things.
Oh no, you're
I'm a
Italian.
mix of many things, like I said.
No, Italian. You said you're Italian. You guys have organized crime. Your whole culture is based on organized crime, drugs, guns, murders, and killings, sir. That's what your culture is known for. You're infamous for that, sir.
Okay,
And
well,
the crime
you're not.
and the crime that happens in black areas were usually facilitated by the Italian mafia in your families. Your family was initially bringing the guns in our community. Your family was bringing the drugs in our community. Your family was bringing the degeneracy in our community, sir. So yeah, if we are degenerate, we got it from you, right?
No, we're talking about two different things. You're talking
No,
about the past, and I'm talking about the present.
Oh no, the mafia
Why are you
is
so
still
caught up in the past?
the mafia is still around, sir. The mafia is still around and they're still degenerate. They're still murdering people. They're still around. So you got a lot of nerve talking about
Okay,
murders
well,
and
first of all, I'm not even.
you got a lot
Yep.
of nerve talking
Every time.
about
You mute me every time. You don't even let me speak. It's
no, no,
literally, it's unfair.
man, mayonnaise man, calm down. Calm down. This is not the Mayo factory. You don't get to run amok. But yeah, you come from a culture of criminality, sir. Speak on it, Will. Go ahead.
Says you. Okay. Says the black culture. The black culture is the most criminality degenerate culture there has ever been. You guys literally commit all the crimes, all the bad crimes, the murders and the actual bad crimes. You guys commit, black people.
Sir, no one murders more than the white supremacists, sir. Your community murders in the millions, sir. Nobody commits more murders than the white supremacists within your community, sir. You're projecting a lot, Will. Why are you projecting so much, sir? Go ahead, Will. The drugs, the
Seems
number
like you're
one drug,
projecting onto me.
Will, the number one drug is meth. We don't do, black people don't smoke or sell meth in significant numbers. That's you, sir. Why are you so degenerate and you trying to project your
Okay, well, how are you going
degeneracy?
to call me degenerate? That's just not fair.
Because that's your culture. I'm talking about your culture, sir.
Okay, well, let's not make personal attacks.
Well, no, your culture. That's talking about a culture that you are involved in, sir.
Okay, well, you continue to talk about the past and what's happened in the past.
Sir, I'm talking about now. You guys are the meth kings and queens right now. Meth is one of the top drugs in the nation, sir. That's a drug that black people don't even touch for the most part. So you're talking about drugs, sir. You guys are the drug kings and queens, sir, right? That's what I'm saying. You're doing a lot of projecting there, Mr. Will.
Well, the whole black culture is stealing, cheating, fraud, killing each other, having kids and not taking care of the kid, just full on degeneracy, and you know it, and that's why you have to mute me every time I bring it up because you know it's true.
You know what else is black culture? Tearing up white women's coochies, too. Ain't that black culture, Will?
Yeah, because you guys are more attracted to white women than your own race.
Or maybe white women are more attracted to soul pole, right?
No, I think black people are definitely more attracted to white women.
Is that the thing that's bothering you, Will? Because I think I'm trying to figure out where the anger is coming from, Will, because now you're getting angry. Are you mad the white women in your community are trying to bounce up and down on soul poles, sir?
No, I don't care about that. I care that you're muting me and not letting me finish.
Not even muting you, sir, but I think that's the problem. I think you're upset that some white women.
No, I just said I'm not. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think you do. I think the women in your community got a hankering for some of that chocolate meat. All right, some of the chocolate meat. They got a little
Some of the
hankering for.
degenerate meat.
I think it bothers you.
The degenerate meat.
That's what you, yeah,
We'll
because
call it
this
the
is what
degen meat.
this is what you tell white women with all of that, the blacks at 50. That's what you tell the white women to scare them away
Most
from
white women that I talk to do not want anything to do with a black man.
Will. I hate to break it to you, but that's the lie they all tell you, brother. They're lying to you, Will. Most
Well, I've
of them
never
have
seen
had.
it either. I've never seen it.
I'm telling you, Will. Most of them have had a little soul pole in their lives. Will, most of them. They're lying to you, Will, and I think you know it, and I think that bothers you, Will. That's
Well,
what's
this
real.
is just such a pointless conversation.
But Will, no, let's. I'm just getting to the
It's
heart of
just a
your anger.
goofy.
No, no, Will, is that
I just
bothering?
don't. It's the most goofy, immature conversation you could ever have.
This is no. It's very significant. You know why? Because see, those within your community have a hankering for the soul. And you think, I think in your back of your mind, that's messing up your genetics because now in your mind creating white genetic annihilation. Feel that, sir?
All right, Tariq, can I ask you a question? Because this is a pointless conversation. I don't want to talk about this anymore. But
Oh, I know it's touching a nerve. It's touching a nerve, but no, a lot of
okay, can I ask you a question?
no, we're getting to the nitty gritty here,
No, we're
sir.
not. We're getting into just retarded bullshit.
No, We're not, sir. I'm
I don't
understanding
give
your
a shit who fucks who. I don't care. That's not what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about the fact that if black people created a society that was so good, they've never created anything. They've never created a society that people want to move into and live in.
yes, here, America. The culture of America
Yeah.
is us.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all.
What name the culture that you created here? The culture that you
White people
created.
have created everything. Everything that you use on a day-to-day basis is created by white people. All the inventions are created by
Name 'em.
white people.
Name the ones that's created by white people. Name
Literally
them.
everything. Cars,
Okay,
roads,
sir, sir.
computers, like literally anything you can think of is created by white people, you dumbass.
Okay, ooh. Is Wani in here? Where's my sister Wani? Wani, are you in here, beloved? Do it. I can school him. I would like Wani because Wani breaks down the inventions. I can break down some. I don't know. There's so many to name. He said computers. I mean, Wani, can you throw some names up here, beloved? Let me get my good sister Wani in here. Will, this is Wani. This is our good sister. Wani, he said the computers were built by his.
Wow, I'm learning a lot.
Me too.
He must get his information off of a rap album or something because it doesn't even make any sense. I was gonna come earlier, but I was just recovering from that Portuguese guy who that is the most mixed group in Europe. And the Italians are the second most mixed. So these guys are the most white supremacists and they're the least white.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a hot mess.
All right, let me just tell you, white people have created everything. We've
No, you
created air
didn't. You
conditioning,
needed
we've
help.
created
No, you didn't.
cars,
Shush, shush,
planes,
shush, shush, shush,
helicopters,
shush, shush.
phones, computers,
You
Okay.
needed help on all of those.
electricity,
Okay.
TV, radio.
Okay.
We've literally
Okay.
created chemotherapy,
No.
submarines, rockets, satellites. We've created
Mhm.
everything. Without white people, society would never work.
Then why did you use us to help you keep the light bulb on and to
I'm
create
talking
the
about
show?
inventions.
That's what we're talking
That
about.
is
Yeah,
a light bulb.
we've invented everything.
A light bulb is an invention that you needed
I
help
named
creating.
many things that we've created, and
I could name many things as well,
like what?
like the part that makes the light bulb, like Lewis Latimer, who had to go to court so that Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell could get their patents. Okay, who helped them with that phone and that light bulb? Do you know? Where are you getting your information?
Everyone knows that white people created literally everything you use
No,
today.
you didn't.
Who
No,
created
you
the
didn't.
iPhone that you're speaking on right now, or whatever you're speaking
We
on right now?
created a
Who
lot of
created it?
machines.
Wait,
We
a
created
genuine question. What are you speaking on right now? Are you speaking on an iPhone?
we created a
Who
lot of
created that? Wait,
technology.
what app are you using? Twitter? X? Who created
Oh
that?
my God.
So Will, calm down.
I would literally use
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Are you using an iPhone right now?
Yes, I am.
Who created that? White people. Are you
No,
using Twitter right
no.
now? Who invented that? A white person.
Teams,
Who
teams
owns it
of
now? A
people
white person.
Calculate
Who is created by white people, and
who
without white
calculated the
people,
moon
you would
landing?
have nothing.
Who calculated the moon landing?
That's so irrelevant.
No,
Are
it's
you on the moon
not.
right now? Are you
No,
on the
it's
moon right
not.
now?
No,
No,
it's
you're
not.
not. So it doesn't matter.
Well, why are you using us to help with your inventions? Why are
No
these
one
two?
used you to create the phone
Yes,
you're using to speak
yes,
in
yes, you are.
and the app you're using.
Will, you're not
What about the
letting.
microphone you use to speak into?
Oh goodness, Will. I mean, we'll answer. You're talking about the phone. The digital phone was developed by Jesse Russell. That was a foundational Black American. Will Google that. Google
iPhone.
that.
Who created the iPhone? Who created Apple?
You can't have that without having the technology to
Everyone
get
knows this.
there.
It's like talking to retards. It's like talking to
No, it's
low
not.
IQ retards.
Right. Just you getting upset and name calling. That's not going to negate the fact. I'd be glad to answer. You're naming a bunch of stuff that Black people actually had a hand in creating, sir. You start talking about the cars. One of the first major car companies was the Patterson Company. It's Black people, sir. And Henry Ford had a Black person helping him. It's George Washington
Okay,
Carver,
can I
sir.
ask you a question then?
Okay, no. You're saying stuff. But you're not letting us answer because you're naming a lot of stuff that was created by foundational Black Americans. The first book on electric lighting was Lewis Latimer.
You're as delusional as they come. Let me guess, you're voting for Kamala as well.
You're just doing on white now. Say so, sir.
Are you voting for Kamala as well? Because you're as delusional as they come.
Well, I
Okay.
can't answer any questions. Okay.
You voting for Kamala because she's black?
No, I'm not. She's not black, dumbass.
I know she's not. That's why I was asking.
Okay. Now you're starting to troll out, buddy.
Now, like I was trying to say before he spazzed out,
Mhm.
Lewis Latimer had to go to court for Alexander Graham Bell because there was a challenge to that invention. There was another team that invented a telephone as well. Guess who had to go to court with the blueprints? Guess who had the blueprints? Guess who had to testify? Guess who was the patent agent that got that phone patented?
Mhm.
Guess who had built the part of the light bulb that keeps it on? Yeah, they had the light bulb, but they keep having this black guy hanging around. Why is that? He's not the janitor. We're not farm equipment. We built the
Well,
United
that may
States.
be true,
Be
but my
quiet. The
overall point.
Statue of Liberty is about us, not you coming over here on a lice-infested ship. It's about Black Americans being freed from slavery and winning the Civil War. Do you disagree with Lincoln? He said
Okay,
without
can I
the
have
black,
20
no, he
seconds to
said
speak?
without the black freedmen, we wouldn't have won the war. Would you like for me to read some other quotes? Because I
No, I
think,
don't care.
yeah, because
The
there's
point,
like four
you're missing the
quotes.
full
There's
point.
four
You're yapping.
quotes. There's four quotes
Yo, don't crash
about
out. Don't
us.
crash out. Don't crash
There's
out.
four
Try not
quotes.
to crash out. Just try not to.
I'll
Calm
crash
down.
wherever I want to crash.
Calm down.
Be
Calm down,
quiet,
honey.
you white trash. You
So you're
have the nerve.
racist.
No, you
You're
have the
racist.
nerve to say Asian people.
We found a
They have
racist, everyone. This
They
is
have
the racist,
thousands of years of
the most racist
prostitution.
woman I've
They
ever
have
heard.
institutionalized
Racist,
prostitution, and they sell
racist.
ass on the corners in New York right now.
Try not to crash.
That is very
Try not to crash
degenerate.
out.
They have a whole history of degeneracy.
I'm just getting muted and censored because I'm speaking the truth.
You haven't
No,
said anything.
you're not.
Okay, you're not
I'm
letting
like,
me speak.
you don't have anything to say because I'll read off all of the inventions. Like I said, a bunch of black
We've created
women.
everything. Read them
No,
all.
you
Think of
didn't.
everything you
No,
use in
you didn't.
day-to-day life.
I
And
just did.
what do
Like
you
the
use?
light bulb and the
What do you
phone.
use the most in a day-to-day? You named one thing, a light bulb, but name 10
No.
other things and let's see
Okay.
who invented them
Okay.
that you
Okay.
use on a daily
Okay.
basis. Let's see
Yeah,
it.
Okay.
let's go.
Let's
Let's
do it.
go.
Let's
Let's
do it.
go.
Let's do it.
Mobile refrigeration.
That's black
How
man.
would you even
Refrigerator.
get?
Yep.
No, mobile refrigeration. That's so you can drive your food somewhere and it doesn't get spoiled.
No, yeah, we're talking about a refrigerator here. You don't use mobile refrigeration every day.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
How do you get your food? Never mind.
There you. All right. Thank you.
Farms. Black people
Thank
are
you.
not farmers.
Oh, stop it. Now you're just saying anything. And so you were naming air conditioning. That's Frederick McKinney Jones. McKinley Jones. That was a foundational Black American man. You're talking about computers. There's a brother named
Air conditioning, cars, planes, helicopters, phones, cell phones, computers.
Mark Dean. Created the first gigahertz computer chip. They needed the computer chips to make computers. Foundational Black American man. So we can go on and on. Yeah, the point is
Electricity, TV, radio.
Lewis Latimer, sir. That was Lewis Latimer cultivating electricity with the electric lighting. So that was us. You're proving our point, sir. You're proving our point, and I thank you for proving our point for us. If I have to mute you
No,
so I can
I'm
answer.
proving my point that we've
No,
wiped.
it's trying to do I'm white and I say so, and it's failing, sir. I'm white and I say so routine is failing miserably. Let me get Alexis in here. A sister named Alexis wants to get in. Miss Alexis, hop in, Alexis.
Hey, y'all. Okay, so Will, I feel like, dang, that's crazy, and I'm disappointed because, like, if you really want to go all the way back in time, like, you got to think about the Moors. Like, the Moors had created pretty much everything, like their own civilization. Like, they operated on their own. These were black people, and then white people literally came in. The Moors went to war. With the people who were trying to take over their land and stuff like that. So white people came in, literally stole all our ideas, all our stuff, and then needed more help and put all black people in slavery. So I mean, to say, and then when you want to talk about like inventions, like Benjamin Banneker literally created Washington D.C., like the streets, how everything's set up. And that's a black person. That's just one example of.
Yeah, and thank you so much, beloved. Will, go ahead, Will.
Okay, well, I'm not denying that black people have created things.
Right, right.
Obviously, every race has created something.
Not really.
Okay, well, you can admit that white people have created a lot. Can you admit that?
But the thing is,
Can you admit that?
you're trying to hide everything under the banner of white,
No,
and
no, no.
you weren't.
I'm just simple question. Let's answer it directly.
No, 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 no. Because you weren't white. You just
I am white. No, I am white. Yeah.
became white later. So, trying to hide things under the banner of white, and you come from failed cultures in Europe, and you got admitted into the white club, and you want to take credit for stuff that you didn't do.
I
See, I
haven't
come
done
from
anything because I'm 18 years old.
right, and you're not going to do anything because you come from white supremacist culture where y'all steal. So you just look for ways to steal, sir. I
That's what
come
black
from
people do.
I come from a culture of inventing, sir, and that's why you're so triggered. And also, sir, you're spending a lot of time, Mr. Will.
You've
You have
got
a
it
lot of
completely backwards.
Will, you have a lot of anger towards black people, but what are you going to do about them birth rates that's struggling, sir? Your birth rates are horrible right
I'm gonna
now.
have 50 kids.
How are you going to have 50
That's the
kids,
best
sir?
thing I can do, right? I can't control what other people do. But no, you're
Yeah,
right. White people need to have more kids. You're right.
yes. What are you going to do about them birth rates?
I don't know, man. Tell people to have more kids.
Yeah, see, all of this white supremacist anger, that's not helping, sir. I know you're angry about birth rates struggling. I know it. And
Well,
getting mad at
it's actually a issue it's true. It's true.
I know. So yeah, so a lot of that is projecting and anger.
Well, I'm 18 years old, so I haven't had my chance to have 50 kids, but I can do what I can do. I don't know how many kids you have.
Yeah, I got five. I got five
Okay.
kids.
Well,
Okay. So you gotta think about what you're gonna do about them birth rates, man.
I just
Because
told you. I just told you what I'll do.
all that angry white supremacist stuff, that's not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly, sir. Because you're already a global minority. You're gonna be a minority over here. And
It's
and the
true.
white women and them
I'm not
white women,
denying it.
right, and them white women are really, really thirsting for the black soul pole now. It's gonna get worse.
Nah.
What you gonna
It
a lot of them
genetically
Kardashian,
they don't want that. I'm sorry.
a lot of Kardashian wannabes out there that love a little chocolate mocha
Well, let me
loco.
ask you, do you want white girls or do you like black girls?
I got a beautiful black wife.
Okay,
I
good for
like
you.
to, you understand? And y'all got there's some attractive white women. I don't deny that. Y'all got some very cute white women. And some of my brothers, they might have a little hankering for that too.
No, I don't blame the black people for wanting the white girls because they're more attractive, in my opinion.
But a lot of y'all got the honey boo boo looking white women. All of them ain't really all that popping. Not all of them. You got a couple of them, but not too many, sir. Not
I
too
don't know.
many.
I don't know what Hunter Boo Boo means. The fat ones.
Yeah, no, yeah. A lot
I
of them
mean,
look like
black people have fat people too. So
yeah. We got fat messing around with y'all ass. But yeah, y'all got a bunch of them Janet Reno looking broads running around, so it's not a
you
good
guys
look.
too. You guys too.
But yeah, but then but
You guys
black
have
don't cry.
some fucking whales.
Yeah, and y'all got some hogs and heifers within your
You
community,
guys got some fucking pigs.
right? And y'all got the same color as piglets, and they
You got the same color as fucking dirt.
yeah, and that's beautiful. You grow things out of the pig. Don't do shit with pig skin, but throw it. A lot of them women in your community, in the white supremacist community, they hit the wall at 30. So what are you gonna do? Yeah,
Have kids, man. Have 50
yeah.
kids.
Come on, man. You're not
I'm gonna
do
have
all
50
that.
kids.
How you gonna do that when the white women are having kids by the brothers?
They're
Hmm?
not. They're not.
Are you gonna get you a sister?
Hell no.
You saying that now? Listen, Will, you gonna do a little Omarosa, and you're gonna have you some little mixed kids.
Nah, that's a
Yes,
joke. That's the joke of the century right there. That's a joke
your
right there.
kids gonna have some mixed kids, and they're gonna have big ass afros. All right, and they're gonna join the Pyrus. They're gonna be blood gang members, and they're gonna go and rob your grandparents. All right,
That's what black people do. They rob. So yeah, maybe.
and you know what? They're gonna live up to the stereotype, and that's going to be
Correct.
you're gonna have your biracial kids with big afros. They're gonna join the Bloods, and they're gonna gangbang on your grandparents. They're gonna rob them and steal all their shit, and you're gonna be like, "God damn it, I knew it!" And you're gonna be right. You're gonna prove us wrong. You're gonna prove us wrong. Yeah, and it's gonna be your own kids, sir. It's gonna the
I
biracial
mean, this is just
those.
entertainment at this point. It's not even a debate because this is just retarded.
No, we've already defeated you. Me and Wani, we've already defeated you in the debate, so we're just having a little fun with you right
Well, I'm
now.
having fun with you.
Yeah, yeah, yes, indeed. You're learning. Your Black Daddy is teaching you a lesson here. You're learning from Black Daddy.
See,
All
it's
right.
just
Well,
entertainment. But
last
without
words,
white
Will.
people, society would never function. It'd collapse.
Yeah, we're sure it would.
Our
Yeah,
society
just
would literally collapse without white people. Just that's true. I know you know it's true.
Will, you were collapsing in your you were
I
about
wasn't doing. Stop using the word "you" because I wasn't doing.
yeah, you because you're talking about societies collapsing, sir. You guys almost died out multiple times in Europe. It was black people saving you in Europe, sir. So you need to know history. You just say stuff, but I think you listen to 4chan or you go to these little racist websites and you hear all the
You're
these
the
little.
most racist one here.
How am I racist, Will? I don't like that. How am I racist?
You're definitely the most racist one here. You're saying all kinds of racist stuff, and your sister's saying.
How am I racist, Will? I haven't said I don't have a racist bone in my body.
Well,
What did I say?
you're saying things about me specifically as if I've
No,
done
I'm
anything.
talking about white supremacist culture. That's your culture. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your culture.
That's not my culture, though. When did
It
I
is
ever?
your
When did I ever say that was my culture?
you're showing it. You don't have to say it. You're showing it, sir. That's your culture.
How?
Because you were born into white supremacy and
How was I born into that?
you choose to be a white supremacist. I guess you were raised by them. I don't know, but you choose to be. That's the
So
choice.
how
You
are you
choose
calling me a white supremacist? How?
based on your views, sir.
My views of facts.
Well, is it a fact?
Yes. Without white people, society would collapse. It's 100%
But that's
true.
not.
That's my
That's
view.
not
That's pretty much my basic view of this whole. That's my whole thing. I've been saying this whole conversation.
based on history. That's just not true based on history because your society in Europe collapsed
Do you
several times.
genuinely think that if we take all the white people out of America right now, it would function? No, it would collapse. It would absolutely.
Societies collapse because the white supremacists collapse them. You guys collapse black societies. You sabotage black societies. That's the only reason they collapse. In fact, foundational black Americans, when we got away from you, we actually did great. When we went over to places like Wilmington and got you out of the mix, we were actually doing great. When we build in Overtown and places like that in Miami, we were doing great until you guys came in and took it. Black people out here in California, we had Allensworth. We were in our own little areas. This first all black town in California. We're doing great till the white people started sabotaging the water supply. When we had Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, we're doing great. Your white supremacist brethren start dropping bombs on the place. So yeah, when we're on our own, we seem to do pretty good, man. Things get messed up when y'all come back around. Why is that?
It's a delusional worldview. Absolutely delusional. It's actually the exact opposite.
But I'm white, not say so. That doesn't negate truth, sir. All you're doing is I'm white, not say so. And that's probably why we have to mute you because the I'm
No, you
white,
have to
not say.
mute me because you won't let me speak.
No, well, you're just gonna do I'm white, not say so, which is a form of white supremacy.
Okay, that's just retarded. That's the most retarded. You just discredit yourself and.
Yeah, you're just doing I'm white, not say so, sir. Which proves my point. If your response
You're
is
just
nah,
discrediting yourself and showing how low.
if your only response is nah, that's just dumb, dude. Yeah, no, you're not on the level of a black
I'm trying.
intellectual like myself and others. So we're toying with you, sir. We're toying with you, just like brothers be
I'm trying.
toying with your mama's coochie when you're not
Okay,
around.
let's not talk about.
Yo, I'm talking about your mom. I think your mom, you probably got a black stepdad somewhere, and that's what's bothering you. Your mom went and got her an old black man.
Nope, that did not happen.
She did. Your mom is out there banging a nigga named Rufus, and Rufus is knocking the lining out your mom's little Italian cooch, and I think
Nope,
that has
that's
triggered, sir.
you're.
Well, yeah, sir, Mr. Rufus is putting in some work.
I think you're a disgusting person by saying that.
Sir, Mr.
You're pretty
Rufus is
disgusting. It's a
that is not
disgusting
just,
human being right there.
sir, just because Mr. Rufus is hitting your mom from the bike, that doesn't mean that I'm disgusting, sir. And I
No,
think
it's
that's where
disgusting that you would talk about someone else's mom who you don't even know in that manner. That's degenerate right there. Talk
that's
about degenerate.
Mr. Rufus got your mom in the buck. She got them little white legs all up in the air. And when she gets out of that bed, she goes and makes some ravioli for Mr. Rufus. And he puts some Lowry seasoning salt on it because that's what we like. And I think that's bothering you. That's why you don't like black people, because Mr. Rufus is tearing up your moms,
You
right?
just can't help yourself but to be degenerate. You just can't.
Sir, what your mama do with that mouth to Mr.
It's
Rufus, that
just you can't help yourself. It's in.
what your mama do with that mouth, that's pretty degenerate. She be taking it all up in the throat. All right. Just like some chicken tetrazzini, just like a good old Italian dish. She takes all types of Italian
All right, you're a
sausage.
clown, dude. You're a clown.
She likes Italian sausage and African. Anyway, Will, let me get out of here. I'm having fun with you, Will.
Yeah, well, you're degenerate and you're a disgusting person.
And tell your mom and Mr. Rufus I said hi. All right.
You're retard level.
Oh, hey, shut up. All right. Oh, that really triggered him. I think that's probably what's going on. That really got him. You know, he got real offended by that. Didn't you say about that my goddamn mom did? That's disgusting. Didn't you say that about my mom did? Yeah, his mom. I think that dude's mom is in there getting smacked from the bike by Mr. Ezekiel. That's what's bothering him. See, I'm telling you, he's a relatively young guy. He's 18, so his mom must be like 39, 40 or something. And them white women around that age, boy, they really get a hankering for a little soul pole. When white women get around that age, yeah, that's when they start going to Jamaica and all of that. So I think that mom went somewhere and she done went down to the hood or somewhere. She done went down to a pool hall and um, gave some equal equality with that mouth. And I think he feels a certain way about it. Your mom was part of the White Mouth Matter movement. She's putting that mouth on dudes. And he's like, God damn it, mom. Damn it, mom. Oh, yeah, it touched the nerve with him. That really touched the nerve. When I said his mom was getting smacked in the back by Mr. Rufus, I fucking dare you, dude. That's a goddamn low blow, man. Dare you talk about my mom and black cock, dude. He's about to cry almost. Oh, I really touched the nerve with him. He was about to cry. Well, I hope he's calmed down. I don't want him to go out there and shoot up nobody. Lord. Go to a bingo game and shoot up a bunch of old black people. Fuck you, dudes. So yeah, you gotta watch him. What's up, brother Righteous? Hop on, son.
Salute to the room and everybody in it, man. Thank you, Tariq, for letting me speak. Damn it, man, I wanted to talk to that boy. We gotta look at the fact that, man, Adolf Hitler was a known homosexual. His lover was named Heinrich Himmlich. Look it up. Ava Braun, the woman that was his beard, actually spoke about it. This man killed himself, his wife, and his children when he found out that Adolf Hitler was about to lose that war. We talked about his Italian side. Let's talk about that German side. Let's look at the incest ratio of them boys, and also the assisted suicide and cannibalism that's in Germany running rampant right right now, which is at an all-time high and hella terrible. So not only do they kill you, but they gonna make you a late night snack. Well, I want to talk to that boy. I appreciate.
Thank you, bro. Let me get Great Black Shark in the building. Great Black.
Salute to you, black man. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, man. What's going on?
Man, what's good with you, man? Salute to the entire room. Brother, I was trying to get in here so I could get a piece of that clown, but if I may, I want to speak to that whole degeneracy thing. Hey, give me about 60 seconds if you can.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, Will, if you're listening, yeah, you're a little 18-year-old weenie because only a goofy nerd would be up on a Saturday night. Let me troll the black people. I know I can tell you ain't never had no coochie in your life. But see, let me school you on degeneracy. All we have to do is look at the phrase, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. A lot of the degenerate behavior in white America can be traced back to their history. From your little school shooters to, we all know by the FBI crime statistics, they're the ones that's most responsible for sexual crimes, raping children. Fact of business, if you go on and take it back, we can carry it on back to like the sister that came up previously talking about the Moors. We had to civilize you and teach you how to actually wash your ass. You actually thought lice were pearls from God. You thought that it was a pious thing to run around smelling to the point that toes and things were falling off you. This is documented history. Everything that I'm saying is documented. Then when you look at your little school shooter culture, that can be carried on back to the violence of your women, of how you treat your women in Europe. Because if you look at the things that they did to European women, oh, come on, man. And then they hold the entire, the global world record for genocide. There is no people on the planet put together that could catch up to the blood that they've spilled. They have statues to degenerates like Nathan Bedford Forrest, Liver Eater Jones. I mean, all of these different criminals, and then they're always praising their criminals. The only reason that they get a pass with the stuff they do is because the mainstream media doesn't really report on it unless it's just so bad that they actually have to talk about it. Then when you look at coming back to present day, look at the meth epidemic. Anybody ever seen an actual meth head? Teeth falling all out their mouth. Then when we get to talking about incest, like the brother said, half of them, their first relationship is with their sister or somebody like that. Cousin Living runs in their community. That's right. I'm talking to you, Will, since you want to talk about degeneracy. And I'm going to take it back to history one more time. Look up the starving time in Jamestown, Virginia. You're so degenerate that you had to start cannibalizing people because you were too incompetent to farm and work the land. And you were afraid to go into the territory that my ancestors and the Native Americans were already on because you were enemy number one on site. And then the last point I want to make is this. Every white woman in here that's listening to this space, unfortunately, and I'm not mocking it, chances are they were molested by somebody in their family. And with that said, I'm going to land my plane.
My man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, Great Black. Thank you so much. And shout out to everybody who remained with us. We've been on here for a long time. I'll be doing these spaces hella long now, man. I'll be in here all deep and long. We're going to shut it down. We're going to shut it down. I've been on here long enough. We in here. It's in the middle of the night. It's so late. It's in the morning on the East Coast. The damn sun is coming out and they're serving McGriddle sandwiches at McDonald's right now on the East Coast. It's that early. So somebody about to go get an egg McMuffin right now. All right, listen, man, everybody in here, y'all first follow my YouTube channel. That's Tariq Radio. Everybody go subscribe to Tariq Radio on YouTube. That is my YouTube channel. Everybody go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com, make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum and get the book, Hidden Heroes from A to Z. Go to officialfba.com to get the FBA snapback hats, phenomenal hats. And go to rootworkstyle.com to get that Rootwork deodorant. All right, guys, I'm up out of here. It's been real. Papi Akute, Lola Vuve to the family. Peace.